So in my previous video, I briefly mentioned the idea that we are constantly living in someone else's moment and we are constantly living in someone else's timeline. Now, I think that it's important that I elaborate on this idea in its own video because I think that these words hold a lot more weight than the original impression gives, and I think by understanding what this truly means, we can prevent this from being a problem that plagues our lives and holding our lives captive. So, it's all about reclaiming your individuality in a world where we're constantly living in someone else's moment. But before we start, I want to recommend that you grab a cup of tea, get cozy, that way we can dive into this intriguing discussion. So, the first set of rules, the frames of society. From the moment we wake up, we're navigating through different frames, wearing different hats to satisfy the criteria of those around us. We're constantly juggling between the worker frame, the boyfriend frame, the son frame, and we think, we're having alone time when we're watching TV or watching a movie. But are we really? So, you're going through all these different frames. When you're in the worker frame, you're trying to satisfy your boss's John's expectations. You're going to be going to work, you're going to not push back on things. You're going to listen to what the boss says, right? You're going to do things that are ultimately going to satisfy the expectations of your worker frame. Now, when you're with your girlfriend and you have to fill the boyfriend frame, obviously you're going to be a little bit more flirtatious, and not even a little bit more flirtatious, but you're going to be a lot more flirtatious with your girlfriend in comparison to your boss, or at least that's the way it should be. But the point is that you're going to act differently around your girlfriend than you would your boss. And then when you're with your family and you need to fit the sun frame, you're being more respectful. You're not pushing back. You're not causing heated debates because those are your family members. You've lived with them your entire life. You know that it's best to just keep things tame and calm and not cause problems between, your family members. So you keep things tame and calm. So, you have all these different scenarios. You have all these different ways and frames that you fit into. But the question is, when you're doing all these frames, are you allowing time for yourself? Are you allowing time, to actually recuperate and to generate new thoughts and new ideas? Are you allowing yourself time? And if your answer is yeah, when I'm done at work, I like to kick back. I like to watch a couple hours of TV. I like to, you know, play video games. Do I like to play football, or I like to go to the gym. But that's my alone time. I agree with you. However, that just doesn't cut it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have to break this news to you, but that just doesn't cut it, unfortunately. What you need active recovery time. You need active recovery time where you sit in silence. Because I want to dive into the power of the subconscious mind. Did you know that our subconscious mind does most of the heavy lifting throughout the day? It adapts our responses to suit the context, whether it's our boss, our girlfriend, or our parents, as previously discussed. The issue is our subconscious can only work with the tools we give it. If we don't free it from the constant external stimuli, it can't improve. That means, when we're watching TV, we're we're receiving that input. You know, we're physically occupying our subconscious mind. So when we don't allow our subconscious mind to be free with itself, it can't actually perform at full capabilities. In order for it to perform at full capabilities, we need it to be unoccupied, and we need it to just work for us rather than against us. Because, when have you ever like really thought of a good idea, like an amazing idea, and you were actually like trying to think of it? No, all of your good ideas are when you aren't trying. It's like your shower thoughts. You have those good ideas in the shower because nothing's going on. You're living in the moment. You're not thinking about other things. You're simply in the shower. Um, it's a low, in what I don't I can't, I'm blanking on the word for this. It's a low effort task. Being in the shower is a low effort task. You get in, you scrub your body, you get out. It's a low effort task, which means it unoccupies our brain, which is why our subconscious gets unlocked and we have these crazy shower thoughts. That's why the practice of silence is so important. The key is taking just 15 minutes of pure silence each day. It's not about neglecting your responsibilities or relationships. It's about nurturing your true self. The practice translates into all areas of your life, right? This isn't just a thing like where you're gonna be more tame or whatever. It's gonna translate into all areas of life. It's gonna bleed into you being a better employee, a better boyfriend, a better son, a better member of society. It's gonna bleed into all these things because you have to get your priorities straight. Your priorities are not, you are not, you're not Chloe's boyfriend. You are not, Jack and Jill's son. You are not, um, you are not these people. You are not these people's person, right? You're not John's worker, right? You do not owe them anything at the end of the day. That's what you have to understand. Because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. What your priority is yourself. You are you, and you are obligated to yourself at the end of the day. There's a really wise person that said that the best option that you have is no, because it opens your opportunity up for everything else. So if you tell someone no, I don't want to go out, you can literally do anything else except go out. That's the only thing you turn down. But now you have the opportunity to literally do anything you want. So that's a little bit off topic, but the point is that you are yourself and you need to prioritize that. And that's not saying that you should neglect your responsibilities. That's not saying that you should not care about your family or care about your work or care about your friends or your girlfriend. I'm not advocating for any of these things, and I would never advocate for any of these things. But what this is saying is that what this is saying is that, in addition to all these roles that you have to fill in your life, you also have the obligation to fill the role of allowing yourself to be yourself. You have this essence to you. And I fear using the words like essence because I don't want you to think that this is some magical, like, aura type stuff, but it's an essence to you. You have your subconscious, which is your essence. That's what I would directly correlate it to is your essence is your subconscious working when you aren't, right? A lot of people might compare integrity. So your integrity is who you are when other people aren't around. That's what your essence is, what your brain is able to be when other things aren't stimulating it, when you don't have external stimuli, when you aren't watching TV, when you aren't listening to someone else talking, when you aren't around someone else. That is what your essence is. It's your integrity of the brain. It's your ability to think. It's your thoughts when other things aren't happening. And the more you practice this, the more you take the 15 minutes, the more you allow yourself this mindfulness of being in the moment and allowing your subconscious to fully take over and start churning ideas. Because the thing is, the goal is to turn your brain off. That way your subconscious is unloaded of all these problems and it can just start doing what it needs to do, which is creating these ideas for you. So with that said, remember, it's okay to take a step back, embrace the silence, and reclaim your individuality. By doing so, you're not only benefiting yourself, but also those around you. Until next time, my friends, take those 15 minutes of silence and let your true self shine through. Remember that you are you, and that is most important of all. Add some time for yourself in your schedule. Add some time for yourself. But remember, you are you. That's the most important thing of all. Take it easy. Peace out.